Good morning, everyone. My name is Hosiana Altari, and today I will present my research result with the title The Role of Motivation, Stability, Role Perceptions, and Situational Factors in Improving Members' Performance in Non-Profit Organization, Case Study of Kabinet Keluarga Mahasiswa, Institut of Teknologi, Bandung. Here is the research background. The importance of non-profit organization can be shown as an alternative approach to addressing collective needs of specific groups in the community. And one of the examples is Kabinet Keluarga Mahasiswa as one of NPO, accommodating all students from 11 faculties and 7 schools with more than 50 majors. And then this model of Mars theory emphasizes four factors that try to influence employee behavior and the resulting performance. Based on previous study, this model also can be used on non-profit organization. Thus, it can be used in Kabinet Keluarga Mahasiswa Institut Teknologi Bandung as non-profit organization. In this pandemic era, things and trends change so fast and suddenly. Adaptation to suddenly changing circumstances can be an obstacle for organizational members. Thus, it is important to keep the members' work performance so the organization can have a good performance too. From this background, it is important to know which variable affect the organization. Here is the problem statement. Kabinet Akarasa as the cabinet running on 2021 until 2022. After inaugurated, there are so many problems related to the members of you. Such as there is only 35.9% of all members in Kabinet ITB join Welcome Party. And then for the next event, such as Mari Bersekolah program, the decreased number of members participating in this learning class can represent that the members' performance is still not good enough. It is also validated on the preliminary research by interviewing Mayang Firdaus as Secretary General and Fatih Shala as Minister of Satuan Pengendalian Internal Ministry. That basically both of them supervise the KPI progress as the performance of every ministry and the work quality of every ministry. And they also added that based on the quantitative and data, the KPIs have been achieved well. But if you look into the quality, it still can be increased more and still not good enough. For the next period of Kabinet Camp ITP, it will be more challenging due to the uncertain conditions. Thus, by measuring and knowing the effect of the motivation factor, also the ability, role perception, and the situational factors of member inside the organization, we can know the effective way to increase the members' productivity and make the organization condition much better. Next, here is the research question. There are 6 research questions and objectives to find out the significantly effect between the independent variables and the dependent variables. And here we can see that the breakdown of motivation factors is due to the relation between one another that can give bias in the data analysis. Next. This research will be focused only on the activities of Kabinet Akarasa or Kabinet KM-ITB from December 2021 until March 2022 as the active period of the Cabinet. And I maximize the result by only choosing the official staff that has worked in the Kabinet KM-ITB for more than 1 month. And Mars theory has been adapted here as the base of the research. And this research will focus on the motivation factor based on McClellan's theory, because McClellan's theory is related to the internal motivations and external motivation can be covered by situational factors in the Mars theory. And then here is the theoretical foundation. There are 3 big parts of theoretical foundation. The first one is non-profit organizational behaviors. In this case of Kabinet KM-ITB, the benefit in returns for the members are some learning classes that can be joined only by the members of Kabinet Akarasa. And the other benefit that can be tangible is an official certificate as a Kabinet member. And then for the second part is Mars model of individual behavior and performance. As we know, Mars, this theory of Mars, this consists of motivations, ability, role perception, and then the situational factors. But we will go back to here, okay, to discuss about the non-profit organization performance standards. In Kabinet KM-ITB, service and programs effectiveness indicator in Kabinet KM-ITB can be evaluated based on the KPI, achievement of KPI that have been made before the Cabinet inaugurated. And they are evaluated periodically to see the effectiveness of every ministry. Okay, from this literature, we can see that here is the research framework. We got the research framework with 6 hypotheses. And then here is the research process or research design. The research starts from the process from problem identification using preliminary study. It was a qualitative study by interviewing Secretaries General and Minister of Satuan Pengendali Internal Ministry to validate the problem occurred. And then I did the literature review based on some journals and previous study. Then I made the conceptual model and research framework. Then I collect the primary data collection that has been collected using quantitative method, and it was conducted using online form with the sample that has been counted using Solid's formula to help determine the samples. The questionnaires use like a scale from 1 to 5 because it is simpler and it gives the space for the respondent to choose the natural option. The list of questions has been made using the thread review, and the questionnaire has been distributed online to the Kabinet KMITB member, and it got 100 respondents. Then I check for the validity and reliability of the data. From this test, there are 2 statements must be eliminated. It is SF1 and SF3. And then after check that all data are valid and reliable, I check for the normality test, and it's shown that the data is normally distributed. There isn't symptoms. There isn't symptoms of heteroscedasticity, and there isn't multicollinearity. Thus, the model of multiple linear regression can be used, and the model is shown on the slide, and the equation like this can be used. And based on the result, the significant variable our need for achievement and role perception significantly affect members' performance. So it's only 2 from 6 hypotheses can be accepted. And then here is the result of the research framework. We can see that only need for achievement and role perception significantly affect members' performance. Okay, after knowing the research result, here are some recommendations that can be implemented by the organization, especially for the next period. The first one is by creating a less competitive or less pressured organizational culture, because based on statement number 1, 2, and 3, which represent the variable need for achievement, it can be seen that the result have a significant negative effect. So it's necessary to adjust some organization culture into this result. And then the second suggestion is by creating a fun learning program. As we can see here, it is Academy or a Kabinet Akarasa learning platform. It can be continued with gamification innovation to make it more interesting and make learning programs run. Because in fact, based on the data, number of participation in learning classes is decreasing. Meanwhile, it is important to know their role perception. And then the last suggestion is by maintaining a job analysis handbook. By understanding of roles and responsibilities, it can be helped by facilitated the job analysis handbook for every ministry as a guide for running the activities. And the job analysis handbook consists of information about core competencies, functional competencies, and then hard competencies for every ministry. And it's also explained about the main functions of every Kemenkuan and Kementerian, as we can see in this slide. The job analysis has been analyzed using Spencer and Spencer. That's all about my research result explanation, and thank you so much for the time. I really open for the positive feedback and discussion. Thank you.